Never seen me in a bonnet? I'm wearing one because she is too. We're about to break down how this wife is treating her husband. Let's get into it.
See, you can wake up early. You could have been doing this the whole time I've been going to work. Hey, why are you up so early? I just got out of the shower. You weren't in bed.
I'm making breakfast for...
For me?
No, for Darwin.
Did you make any for me?
No.
Why are you making breakfast this early then?
He has to go to school, no?
I mean, I have to go to work. Babe, really, none of this is for me?
Can you not touch the bacon?
You see, you can wake up early. You could have been doing this the whole time I've been going to work.
I'm not doing it for you. I'm not your mom.
You can wake up early. All this time you've just been sleeping in bed while I've been going to shower, getting dressed and everything. But look, you got up. Within like 20 minutes you made breakfast. I've been going to work with just coffee.
Because you want to go to work with just coffee. Stop. Like I said, this is not for you.
You could have been doing this the whole time.
If you want breakfast, make it yourself.
Yeah, I said, I'm not a morning person, but for your child, you're a morning person. Okay.
Of course I'm a child, I'm a morning person. You want me to wake up for you?
Yeah.
No.
I'm your husband, Mercy.
So she's making breakfast for her child, but not for her husband. It does feel a little bit mean, and he looks like he's actually really disappointed, which is kind of making me sad. While it's inevitable that you're going to disappoint your partner, I think that every time that you can do something for them and you don't do it when you could do it, creates resentment, and that resentment can be poisonous to the relationship. So there's several things that I personally think are wrong with this that I would like to correct. Never to put anybody down, always for teaching opportunities. So 1, she's already up. She's out of the bed. She's at the stove. 2, she's cooking for her child. 3, she's not cooking for her husband. 4, her husband is in the shower and he's getting ready. And he already said, I've been getting up and I've been going to work just with coffee. And she puts it back on him like, well, you've been going to work just with coffee because that's the choice you're making. Basically, like, you could be choosing to make yourself some breakfast if that's what you wanted. But here's where it feels like it's a little bit cruel. The fact that you're already up, the fact that you are doing it for your child, the fact that you're already at the stove, the fact that the pots and pans are out, the oil is already hot, all you would have to do is put a couple more slices of bacon on and add a little bit more batter. So it's really not something that would completely inconvenience you. You're already up. You're out of bed. It's not like you're asleep, etc. The second thing that I think is a little bit mean about it is it's making him think, wow, all those times that I was getting up early and going to the shower and trying to prepare myself and then not wanting to inconvenience you or wake you up, and I'm going to go grab some coffee, you're willing to inconvenience yourself, but not for me. You're willing to inconvenience yourself for the children. On the surface, a lot of people get this wrong because they think, I'll do anything for my child. I need to put the child first, and I need to make sure that the child is taken care of. I agree that you should always take care of your children. They should never be neglected. However, putting your child before your spouse is a recipe for disaster. If your children can figure out that they have a sweet spot in your heart that doesn't belong to your husband as well, they're going to exploit it. Here's the problem with that. The primary relationship in any family is the marriage. The children come second. That's just the way that it is. All the science backs this. Children do better when they know that their parents are together, that their marriage is solid, that they sacrifice for each other, even placing the relationship in many times above that of the children. This is where people get it wrong. The reason why children do better is because they know our familiar structure, which is the core of our family, which is our mother and our father staying together, our mother and our father taking care of each other, our mother and our father taking care of us so that all of our needs are met. Children do well in homes like that. If that is threatened because the mother and the father are not getting along, the mother and the father are putting the children first, the mother and the father are building up resentment because they're not taking care of their own emotional needs, because they are prioritizing the needs of the children above themselves, this is where issues come in. I know somebody's going to say, well, if a child is young, then you have to cook for them. Here's the interesting thing about that. I watch so many videos of Asian children who have their own cooking utensils and literal kitchens in their rooms, and the kids are doing every single thing for themselves, and those children are between 3 and 4 years old. I have seen Asian children out in the village, and they're actually putting things on a fire and cooking full-on meals for themselves and their children. I've seen videos of like a 3 and a 4-year-old girl doing this, or a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old brother and sister doing this. Children will do whatever you educate them to do. If you educate them that they are helpless and that they need you to do everything and you have to cook everything for them, then that's what they're going to learn. If you help them to be autonomous and to learn how to do things for themselves, which they love doing, children love to cook, children love to clean, it's a really interesting thing, then you're actually raising adults that are capable and that one day their spouses are going to bless you for it instead of cursing you for. In general, you need to love each other. Another thing that can happen here is that the resentment of him not being fed when you're feeding the child, but you are neglecting the husband, is that he's going to go to work and now he's resentful. And now he's open and more vulnerable to a woman at work paying attention to him. A woman at work going, we're going to lunch. Do you want something? I'm going to Starbucks. Can I get you anything? And there's going to be comparisons, and it's just natural. Wait a minute. My wife doesn't do anything for me. My wife doesn't think of me when she's going to get food. My wife doesn't think of me when she's cooking. And so those comparisons can lead to resentment that can make you vulnerable to having affairs, whether they be emotional, whether they be full-on affairs, or whether they just end up with him having a work wife that might end up being problematic for your relationship. So I think there's nothing wrong with being good to your man or being good to your woman. I don't understand the resistance of being good to your person. If you don't want to be good to the person that you married, why did you marry them? And the last thing I will say is there is not one human being who enters into a marriage to have their emotional needs be neglected. He genuinely looked disappointed. And for that reason, I would have just done it for him. It costs me nothing. I'm already at the stove. The ingredients are all right here. All I'm going to do is add more batter and a couple more slices of bacon. But those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts?